What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Microsoft Flight Sim 2020. Today we're going to be flying the helicopter again because I really enjoyed flying around New York City. I thought it'd be cool to bring it out to San Francisco, and we're going to be flying right out of the San Francisco airport, and we're going to fly basically up the western coast of San Francisco, up through the city area. We're going to take a look at Alcatraz. We're going to look at some of the monuments, the zoo, the huge park that they have, the Golden Gate Bridge, all these different things. I thought it'd be really cool to look at. We are a little bit far from the city, so it's going to take us a few minutes to fly up there. But I haven't done anything in the helicopter. Now, again, I'm not expert in this helicopter. I really don't know much about it. But I can get it started. I don't know if it's exactly the right way to do it. I don't think I'm far off, but I am able to get the helicopter started. So we'll get everything turned on. We'll turn our fuel on. We'll get this stuff turned on. And we got to move up here to the front of this and hit the start button. Now, once that's started, we'll wait for everything here to stabilize, I believe is the process. And once it does, then we can activate the prop. Now we'll also get our alternator turned on. We'll go ahead and activate the prop, or the gear, I guess. That's the clutch. You can see the prop will start spinning around us. Start up. So while it does that, let's cut back on this. Well, not that much. I hope I didn't just stall it. Oh, what an awful sound. All right, so we're going to jump down here and we're going to turn the auto throttle on. And that should be it. That should get the helicopter up and going. We'll get our nav lights on. We'll get our landing lights on because we're about to depart here. And we'll also get this turned on, even though we're not really using it. We can set this to map mode if we want. Give us a little bit of an idea of where we are. All right, the helicopter's just about ready to go. And it looks like it is stabilized. So we're going to go ahead and depart here. And we're pretty much going to head straight a little bit into this direction. Yeah, probably straight. We're probably going to jump like over by the highway and just follow the highway right into the city. So I'm going to give a little bit of left rudder. I'm going to lean this a little bit to the right here, as you can see. And we'll try and get a nice and sturdy lift off here. There we go. Nice and steady. And we'll go ahead and give ourselves a little more throttle. We'll start leaning forward. And let's get our altitude up a little bit here so we can get above these buildings. Looking good so far. Gaining altitude, gaining airspeed. Beautiful. Beautiful sunrise over the airport too. All right, we're going to go ahead and head up to this interchange here. And I think that we can honestly just follow that all the way up to the city, the inner city. So we're going to go up around the right side of San Francisco, and then we're going to cut out into the water, and Alcatraz is right out there. Alcatraz is a very, very famous prison. If you guys aren't familiar with what Alcatraz is, there's a big story about that and these men that escaped out of there, and it was supposed to be like an inescapable prison. I don't remember what their names were, but it's a very famous story, and they were never caught, and no bodies were ever found. So it's suspected that they made it out. There is some theories that they're living in a different country, or, you know, at this point in time they passed away. But there is some stories that they believe at least one of them survived and even had pictures with some family. I don't know how true it is. Obviously nobody really knows, but very famous prison. There's a documentary on YouTube if you guys ever want to see it. Look at the water just going over the highways there. That's funny. Great documentary on YouTube. Just search like escaping Alcatraz or something. I'm sure it will come up, but it's an absolutely fascinating story. It was supposed to be an inescapable prison, and the way they did it was like crazy. I see some words on that. Oh, South San Francisco something city. I saw over on that rock monument to the left if you rewind it back a couple seconds. But yeah, Alcatraz is freaking fascinating. But we're gonna go over there and take a look at that. I'm not really sure where like the stadiums and stuff are in San Francisco. I'm actually not very familiar with the area, but I know some of the places. I know where Alcatraz is. I know where the Golden Gate Bridge is. There's this tower monument, which is right at the end of the City. I know where that is. There's what's it called? The Palace of Fine Arts. There's the big park, which will be interesting. It's kind of like their version of Central Park. The San Francisco Zoo should be pretty cool. Lots of state parks out here though. But yeah, you can see the city just over there off of those mountains. Like I said, it's going to take a little bit for us to fly up there. I will put timestamps in the video if you guys don't really feel like watching and you just want to get to the parts that you want to see. That will definitely be available. I'm going to descend just a little bit. I want to follow closer to this roadway here. But yeah, helicopters are freaking awesome. I'm having a really good time with this helicopter. It was a lot to learn at first, or at least maintaining stability in it was a lot to learn. But once you get that figured out, it flies pretty good, and you can get a really nice view of the areas that you're flying, and it became very enjoyable to me. So yeah, if you have Microsoft Flight Sim, definitely recommend giving these helicopters a try. I fly this one more than the other one. I should probably get familiar with the other one. This one's a little easier to fly as far as I can tell. The other one always like leans on me like this. And I know that there's trim for that, and I've messed with the trim and I always seem to mess it up. So not really sure what I'm doing with that, but we're about from the airport. We are already about halfway to the city. So we're going pretty quick. It shouldn't take too long to get there from where we are, especially we're already halfway there. Lots of mountains out here. I didn't realize, well, obviously San Francisco has those famous hills on the roads and stuff, but the Golden Gate Bridge too is a beautiful bridge. It's freaking massive. I think I played, what was that game called? Oh, it's gonna drive me crazy. But it was a game, it was a techie game where you had to like hack cell phones and traffic lights and cars, and you can hack all sorts of stuff. I forget what it's called, but one of those games were based in San Francisco, and you get to drive around on the Golden Gate Bridge in that game. That was a lot of fun. Here we are coming through the mountains here, starting to get a little more populated. There's some kind of monument or something out there. I don't know if that's actually a monument. Maybe it is. Man, what was that game called? It's gonna drive me nuts. I can like see it in my head. It was like you could hack people's cell phones and you could hack traffic lights. It was all about hacking and stuff. But anyway, if you know what I'm talking about, throw it in the comments. I'll probably be excited to be reminded of what it's called when I see your comment. But yep, there's a baseball field right there. Definitely getting a little bit busier, more populated. Look off to the left. Not too much to see. Another highway over there. We'll keep our nose tilted slightly forward. That way we can maintain our forward thrust. Give a little more throttle. I don't want to sink too much here. Help us climb just a little bit. I'm very, very, very light on the throttle. I mean, that throttle is very touchy. So I don't use a lot of it, and I'm constantly trimming so that I don't have to hold the joystick forward so hard. But yeah, we're coming up on the city now. Man, look at these buildings and industries. Look at these houses on this hill and stuff. What a beautiful city. Look at these houses. That's so cool. That's crazy. Whoop. All right, we're gonna veer off to the right a little bit, and we're gonna go over towards this bridge, but to the left of the bridge. And we want to get over to where the prison is. So we're gonna have to fly out over that water just a little bit. I keep flying past the city so you can get a little bit of an idea of how the city looks if you've never been to San Francisco. I'm enjoying these helicopter tours. If you guys are enjoying seeing different places in the helicopter, hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, definitely subscribe so I can get to 1,000 subscribers. Look, once I get to 1,000 subscribers, you can unsubscribe if you want, but help me get to 1,000 subscribers so that I can monetize my videos, and it'll give me a little more incentive to be able to make more videos. Even though I am enjoying the ones that I'm making, it would be nice to be able to make a little... Whoops, sorry. Why is that doing that? There we go. It's like the button on my joystick is like touchy. But the prison is out there to the left. I can kind of see it through the city here. We're going to go around the city just a little bit. And we're going to head off to the left here. I don't know what bridge this is, but it's a pretty cool looking bridge. It's definitely a pretty long bridge. There's some yachts right there. All right, we're going to head off to the left here. Now, that little island out there, almost straight ahead from me, that is going to be Alcatraz. That's going to be where the prison island is. There's the city, by the way. Lots of hills, man. This city was like built on mountains. It's so cool looking. Oh, this right here is actually... I don't think I can slow down quick enough, but I could try to. I'll try and go around the left of it. This tower sticking up right here is a pretty known monument, where you can go into it and you can kind of see over the whole city. That right there. It's right at the top of the highest point of that hill. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so that's a monument right there. All right, let's see where we're going here so I don't screw anything up. That was a little abrupt of a turn, but I think this helicopter can handle that kind of stuff. It wasn't too bad. It was more abrupt than I'd like it to be. Are these houses right here? Oh no, this is like a carnival pier or something. I see like a whatever that is in the middle. Merry-go-round? Is that what they call them? All right, and out to the prison. Now, this is why it's so fascinating, because look at how isolated this prison is. And these guys were able to take, I think they took raincoats and, you know, some other materials, and they were able to make a raft of some sort out of it. And I think it was 3 or 4 guys. And somehow that raft or whatever they built was strong enough to support them across this entire lake, ocean. It's probably the ocean, but across it. And that's crazy. Because, and not to mention, it was like freezing temperatures. Like, this was not like a comfortable journey. And they were able to survive it, or at least that's what we're told, because they were not able to find any bodies recovered. They did find some parts of the raft, I believe, which is how they know. But yeah, so this is it. This is the prison right here. And you'll recognize that open space right there with that water tower if you watch that YouTube video. I'm going to try and cut around to the right here and go back around it. I don't think that's too abrupt of a turn. I think this helicopter can handle that. There it is. Absolutely fascinating that they were able to escape from this. Like, how on earth did they successfully get out of this prison? Because getting out of the prison is one thing, and then surviving an escape somewhere else, that's just insanity. But you can see off of my nose there, give another view of Alcatraz here. Just off of my nose here is the Golden Gate Bridge. We're going to go to the right side of it, and we'll cross over. We'll go to the other side of the bridge, and then we'll cross back to the left. That way we can come back down the east side of San Francisco and show you some of the other stuff. But yeah, so that was the prison, and I really do encourage you, if you don't know about it, go look it up, because it's a fascinating story. But we're gonna go ahead and keep continuing on over here. I'm gonna get my altitude up just a little bit, not too much, just a couple hundred feet. Maybe up to 700, maybe not even that far, maybe 600. And we're going to head over to the Golden Gate Bridge here. I don't know a lot of facts about the Golden Gate Bridge. I don't know when it was built. I don't know necessarily the significance of it, other than it's just very beautiful and very long, and it's a big church. I was going to say church. A big bridge. Other than that, I don't know a whole lot about it, but I have seen some pretty fascinating pictures. I'm sure if you clicked on the video, you saw the thumbnail. I did the thumbnail before I did the flight, so it's a very beautiful bridge, very scenic. I couldn't imagine driving across it. That'd probably be pretty awesome. I think I saw a video, I think it was here, where they actually move the lane barrier every single day from one side to the other to create more lanes for the side of traffic that has the most traffic. They have a barrier that goes down the middle, and then during morning rush hour they move that barrier over to one side, and the heaviest traffic gains an extra lane, and then in the evening they move it the opposite way so that the outbound traffic can get out quicker and easier. It's fascinating stuff that they do that. Let me see if I can look to the left without it being jumpy. There we go. All right, so we're gonna start a left turn here. Let me just make sure I'm not gonna crash. Beautiful bridge, and we're just gonna fly right alongside it here. This bridge is massive. You can see, like, I wonder how long it took to build this bridge. It had to have taken a long time. And it's fascinating that this bridge can even, like, sustain itself. Like, bridges are incredible to me. Like, I don't understand how, like, there's nothing supporting the middle of it. Just all those, like, you know, those steel ties and stuff like that holding it up, I guess. But it's just, the engineering of it is fascinating to me. But yeah, that was that's the Golden Gate Bridge there. You can see the city out there just a little bit. And if we keep flying straight along here where we are, you can actually see some of the town, you know, like the suburbs. And then right where that orange wind indicator is on my windshield, you can see some trees, like some wooded areas. Now that's going to be where the big park is, which is kind of like the Central Park. It's like New York Central Park, but, you know, obviously not New York. Fascinating stuff, man. That bridge is awesome. Alcatraz is awesome. I'm sure there's way more history in San Francisco than I'm showing or bringing up. I'm sure there's a lot of monuments and areas to check out. We're coming up on, I think, what's called Mile Rock Beach, which is right below us here. I'm assuming it's a beach that's a mile long. And the Land's End Lookout, somewhere over there. And we're gonna fly over, I don't know what this is. This has got to be a school or a college or something, because that's a pretty nice field right there. It says Eagles on it. Interesting. All right, so this grassy area here, this is going to be the state park, or one of the state parks, which has a lot of stuff in it. It's got this track. It's got, I think there's a golf course in it. There's a lot of places and things to do inside this park. It's probably one of their bigger attractions, and it's always nice to see a big park like that in such a large city. But we will go over to the coast here, and I'm not really sure. I think the San Francisco Zoo is right at the end of this city area. Wow, look at all these. Look how densely populated it is. That's incredible that all these people live here. Look at that. That's incredible. It's unbelievable how well modeled these cities are, and how well Microsoft Flight Simulator like puts them together, and, you know, builds the buildings and puts all the 3D imaging in. It's absolutely incredible. But we are coming up on what I believe is the zoo. It's somewhere right at the end of this city, and I think it's right off of my nose there. I don't know how much is going to be, like, viewable, like, if you're really even going to see much. I haven't flown over it. This will be my first time flying by it, so this will be new for both of us. You can kind of tell that it's a zoo. I'm starting to see, like, maybe a parking lot, some pathways, some little structures, which are probably the habitats. Oh yeah, you can definitely tell that's a zoo. That's pretty cool. Yep, so that's the San Francisco Zoo. This is a lake. I forget what the name of it is. So it's just a lake. I don't know what else there is down along this coast. I don't really think there is too much that's... Let's move over to the coast here, because it looks like it's kind of just like a cliff and then just straight ocean, which is really cool. I wish the waves were modeled in this. I know you could download a mod that does that, but I also know that mod like conflicts with other things. I saw something about it. I don't remember what it was, but there is a mod that you can get for the waves. But this is pretty awesome out here. Is that a landing? Like, what is that? It's not a landing strip. It's too small, but it's a random parking lot out here. Anyway, yeah, flying down the coastline. I bet you like not a lot of people come out here unless there's like a trail or like a walking path out here that people come out on. There's probably not a lot going on out here. I could try and move inward. We can try and do that and see if we can get a view of... Maybe we could try and get a view of that rock that I flew past with the words on it that I couldn't read. We could try and get over to that. Let's give ourselves a little bit of altitude. We don't want to be too aggressive though, so we'll climb a little slow. I gotta remember we're surrounded by mountains, so sometimes I gotta get my altitude up a little quicker before I get somewhere. Alright, so we're gonna point upward just a little bit. That's gonna help us climb. We're climbing at about 500 feet per minute now, which is perfect. And we have to get to the other side of that mountain that is in front of us. I don't know much about this area in San Francisco. It looks like we're about to go over a golf course. And I feel like I'm climbing, but like not gaining. Like I'm just like constantly fighting against an incline or something. So let's give ourselves a little bit more power on the rudders. Or, yeah, I guess it wouldn't rudder, not rudder. Propellers, props. What are they? They're propellers, right? Yeah. Alright, so we should be able to follow this highway right here. Unless that's a railway. Unless that's train tracks. I think it's a highway, though. Yeah, we can follow this right here. That should bring us back around. Wow, look at that train depot to the right. That's a lot of train tracks, man. The engineering of that is crazy. Because I play Transport Fever, and it's hard to manage that kind of stuff. Look at this. Come on, why are you doing that? Look at this graveyard. That's crazy. Pretty peaceful location, though, I'll say that. Alright, so we're going to just keep on flying down this way. I don't know where that sign was. I think it was over to the left, which I can try and get to. I don't see why I wouldn't be able to. What is that? What's that say? Cypress Lawn. Interesting. Whoop. Another graveyard, or unless it's a continuance of the other one, which I probably shouldn't be flying over it. All right, let's get our altitude up again. And more graveyard. Wow, you guys got a lot of, or a big graveyard here. Huge. This place is huge. There's another field, so it's the Colts. All right, let's get our altitude up a little bit. There we go. All right, and I think it was on the other side of this little mountain here that I'm about to pass. I don't know why my joystick is being like glitchy when I look to the left. It's like the button's broken or something. It keeps thinking that I'm hitting it and not hitting it, and it just keeps clipping. All right, so I'm starting to see the white lettering. And does that say Industrial City? South San Francisco, the Industrial City. There it is. There you go. That's what it said. Very cool. All right, so if we jump back on this highway, we actually can see the control tower to the airport in front of us. I am terrible at landing, so don't judge me, but I'm going to try my best to land it smoothly. Doesn't always happen that way, but we'll see what happens. I do know I need to start slowing down, so I need to cut my power, start pulling the nose back so that I start slowing down, and we'll start bleeding off some altitude as well. Just kind of let it start falling down a little bit on its own. And I don't specifically remember where I took off from, so we're just gonna kind of pick a spot, and that's where we're gonna land. I don't remember the exact spot we departed from. I think it was maybe in between these buildings here, or maybe it was up there further. I don't know. We'll pick a spot and we'll try and land it. Either way, wherever I pick is probably not where I'm going to end up. It generally seems to be my luck at landing. All right, let's go ahead and pull the power down. We got it nice and slow. We just have to clear this building. And then I think we were... I don't know where we were. I'm gonna try and land on that slab of concrete in front of us there, which I'm probably not going to do very successfully, but we're gonna try. Oh, right there. There's the taxi line right there. Let's try and touch it down there. We're dropping a little hard. All right, so we got it stable. And we're gonna try and put it down on this taxi line. If you guys can see me right now, I am sweating trying to do this. This is so hard. Because I have rudder pedals, so I'm using a joystick and rudder pedals trying to maintain my position. And it can get very confusing. But we are coming in slow, which is good. Here we go, and let's just bring her down. And touch her down. Come on. Oh, whoop. I don't know what just happened there, but we're just gonna put it down. There we go. All right, like I said, I don't know why it just spun like that. That was weird. But like I said, not the best at landing, but you know, we got her down, so. Back to the airport. If you guys enjoyed that tour, be sure to let me know. Hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, definitely subscribe. And if there's an area you want me to fly around and check out, let me know in the comments and I'll try and make that happen. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next flight.